Devil Hunter's Chainsaw Man 126 titled Food Fight has Denji relive and overcome his trauma. Chainsaw Man receives help from a mysterious figure, and are we getting one step closer towards defeating the falling devil? Speaking of Chef Mami, she tries to turn Denji into a messy meal, but Chainsaw Man retaliates the best way he can by also serving up a messy meal of his own, a la carte style, with the falling devil's intestines running amok the city. This is another heavy battle sequence chapter where Fujimoto focuses on the brutality of these two unkillable devils squaring off against one another, with the falling devil barely getting the W on Denji in round 1 before encountering Asa. But before we get there, let's appreciate the way Fujimoto illustrates the destruction and chaos surrounding this battle. It's quite honestly some of the best I've seen in Chainsaw Man Part 2, period. Anyway, the falling devil quickly realizes who she's up against and tells Denji that, hey, we don't need a fight. I'm just tasked to send Asa to hell so my fellow residents living in the underworld can appreciate a fine cooked meal. Little does she know, Denji's trying to date her and hilariously says to keep
my wife's name out your mouth!
Actually, no, he really said, keep your hands off of my potential ex-girlfriend. Here, Chef Mami tells Chainsaw Man he's impeding on her own cooking, points a single finger at the tip of his chainsaw, and Denji experiences the trauma of Aki's snowball fight and Power offering Denji his birthday cake bang bang style. So as Denji starts flying off seemingly to a door in hell, it's abruptly all resolved by Denji slicing Chef Mami in two, replying, mental attacks won't work on me because I cut up my brain as a rule against opponents who try piercing into my mind. So there's a lot to unwrap here. Let's start with the obvious. We've seen Denji grow so much in Chainsaw Man Part 2, speaking up for himself, being defiant in ways that we never seen him do in Part 1. But to see it all resolved in a quick, hey, mind tricks won't work on me because I'm gonna slice up my own brain. And although that is very in character with Denji, but now at the same time, if Fujimoto doesn't care, then he's telling us, the readers, that theoretically we shouldn't care. And this goes back into that argument of, hey, Chainsaw Man is not about Denji, it's about Asa. We're gonna learn about Asa, we're gonna learn about Cran Bone and everything that she went through. Denji overcoming Aki and Power is not really relevant. So let me know in the comments down below, are you guys upset or excited that we really didn't spend any time at all with Denji experiencing and reliving some traumatic past? I'm on the camp of, I wish we got just a little bit more. But what we then see is, because of Denji negating the effects and powers of the falling devil, what he ends up doing is, hey, I'm really fiending for a corn dog, let me go ahead and eat what's in front of me. And Chainsaw Man starts devouring the falling devil. Now some of you may be thinking, well, if we know the hero of hell can devour devils and they become erased into existence, why didn't the falling devil erase into existence? That's a good question. Well, because maybe the pure Chainsaw Man, Pochita's Chainsaw Man, once that specific form devours devils, then they cease to exist. She quickly fills up Denji's belly and he explodes, and then, you know, the falling devil puts herself back together. But what if there's a scenario where Denji did eat a part of her and Denji did take just a little bit, maybe not enough for the falling devil to notice now, but just enough to realize, well, wait a minute, why do I seemingly feel a bit weaker? Oh, it's because Denji did eat a part of me and now that part has ceased to exist. Now I could be completely wrong, and then, you know, going into what I said last week of Denji at some point vomiting the nuclear weapons devil to go back into Asa, right? I mean, I still like for that to happen too. I'm just saying the possibility of maybe Denji devouring the falling devil in this chapter could bring us one step closer towards defeating her. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, however, and as she puts herself together, she flicks Denji in the head saying, hey, you're becoming a nuisance, and Denji keeps on slicing her repeatedly with his chainsaws. Now, we know primal devils, they have never experienced death, and as the falling devil said previously, this is the first time someone's actually is oppressing her to degrees where she has to do something about it. Now, I know she seems a bit unfazed here, but I can't help but imagine, much like in Demon Slayer, yes, I'm gonna talk about Demon Slayer for 2 seconds. You know, when demons regenerate themselves, it still takes energy to regenerate themselves. So is the falling devil and even Chainsaw Man to some degree, when they keep on reconstructing their bodies, is that taking enough energy out of them, stamina wise? Regardless, as she splits Denji into two and she flies off to to find Asa. This is where now we see a mysterious figure. They cut their hands open, similar to how Makima sliced her hand open in part 1 and tells Denji, hey, I'm not done battling you. Get up. And, you know, you see the blood dripping from the palm of their hand. Now, we see that here. We don't see the silhouette. We do see some white sneakers. And at first, I thought this could be someone in public safety. And what an incredible reveal it would have been if it was Kishibe. It's not Kishibe. Well, I mean, it could be Kishibe. But now the more closely I'm examining this panel, it looks like it's a school uniform. So the first obvious choice is this Yoshida? Yeah, because Yoshida still needs Chainsaw Man to fight. Chainsaw Man's role is going to be heavily a key factor on how to save the world against the King of Terror, I'm going to most likely assume. But if it was Yoshida, we already know what he's doing and what he's scheming more or less, so why not reveal him right then and there? There's another possibility, and what I'm heavily leaning on myself is that I think this is Haruka, the supposedly fake Chainsaw Man, and if it's not Haruka, then it could be literally the fake Chainsaw Man, because we still don't know who the fake Chainsaw Man is. And could Nayata still be around? Sure, but I don't think Nayata would put herself in this sense of danger, or rather Denji would let Nayata even be around this, considering he's facing off against a primal devil. So as Denji gets up, we see another panel of the falling devil getting closer to Asamitaka, and it looks like Yoru isn't in possession of Asa's body here because she says it found us, and it looks like we also don't see the scar on her face. So is the falling devil going to catch up to Asa? Probably not. Denji's probably going to come last second and end up saving her, or we could get this potential battle of two Chainsaw Mans battling the falling devil. Who put that on their bingo cards? Yeah, I don't think none of you guys have done that. So chapter 127 could very well give us two Chainsaw Mans battling against a primal fear, and how is the falling devil going to come out on top if she comes out on top? Anyway, to learn more about the falling devil, you're going to want to click on this video right here.